Well, yeah, welcome to the podcast, my friends. This is AI Migos. My name is Alejandro Landin. These are some.
Get the accent going.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
Blake Alexander.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Love you already.
Love you already. Matthew Esposito as well. Much love. Well, most of the stuff we got on the docket today is what just happened.
Yeah.
Well, did you see, Blake, did you see Elon release Grok and then the new Grok with open source?
I don't really understand. No, I honestly, I have not really gotten into it. I just saw the news, but I don't really understand what the implications are of open source and Grok.
Well,
that mean
you
pe-
can control it. So it's uncontrolled is the biggest thing. So like a lot of this powerful stuff is in the hands of like Sam Altman and all that, who aren't using it to make bombs and whatnot. But now if everyone has it, now every Joe Schmo can tailor it toward what they want and theoretically can now has the power to then, start using it for the harms that we've been thinking about.
Okay. So it's like,
And it could ruin their business, right? So like if their LLMs are so powerful and all this, like we're willing to pay for them, but if everyone can have them for free and install them on your own computer, then it ruins their business.
wonderful.
So it's a fat shot at them.
But if
like
that's
a shot.
fascinating. But if it's possible to like democratize the technology almost to a degree, then it's like, I feel like that's inevitable. If a person can open source it, so then it's like that's part of the market as well. It's like it's not going to be Sam Altman and three other dudes with with like, again, the access to AI. So it's a fascinating idea
But
of people being able to have their own.
that sounds nicer than what it could be. Because, like, all right, let's say it sounds like it's democratizing it, but if it takes down ChatGPT, Claude, which is under a payment model or subscription model, does have free versions as well. If you take that away, what other business model will they have? Will it go into advertising, and then you can't trust what the LLM is telling you? Because then
People are paying for it.
exactly.
But then you'd use your own open source. No, it almost feels like you'd just get rid of them. They'd have to make it. It's like commoditizes it, right? It just makes it free, and then you find use cases maybe.
But I feel like
pay
it is. I feel like it'll make it free for now, but at a certain point, a business needs to generate income. If the business is not generating income, then
But I guess to a degree, at a level, I'm not worried about the viability of OpenAI long. Like, so at a level, like if they die, then so be it. Because again, I don't again love you, Sam Altman. You're doing great work. Good job. You're a good. You're a good kid. You're a good kid. But also, again, if the future, the same way like where AI is here and nobody necessarily expected in the path, and it's like, and again, like progress is a normal. Progress is crazy. Progress is, again, it's like it's scary and it's wild, and it's by definition like technological progress is like, you can't be equipped for it. Like you do it and you see what happens. And it's like, and that this may be just a tiny window in the history of AI where like companies had the majority of control of AI. And again, if whether people have access to it themselves or whether it literally AI almost moves beyond us and then begins to communicate on its own behalf. Like not only does Sam Altman not control it, or we don't control it, but it's literally like interacting with us as its own, being or force or whatever the fuck obviously is possible.
it becomes self-representative.
Yeah. But of course, people will try to that is what's that fascinating about the human spirit. It's like we will try to monetize AI in every possible way.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, so, but yeah, how can they continue? And yeah, get to a point where it's like, I don't know, maybe like build products that we still use in life. Like, yeah, ChatGPT and OpenAI, like you got a fuckload of data now, and you got a pretty good head start on a lot of people. So it's like you need to be able to leverage that into why aren't you NVIDIA? Why aren't you this graphics company? They're trying whatever, with $1 trillion raise. But it's like that's on them, bro. that's on them to stay relevant and keep delivering. But also probably to, of course, people to, like getting their own AIs. There might be like time and effort, of course, to like build your own AI and train and shit. And probably it's just like most people, again, aren't like hobbyists that build their own computers. They just buy a computer. Most people might want to use still ChatGPT or like some kind of like generalized AI because they don't want to do all the like whatever legwork of having it. But there may be no legwork. I don't know. But yeah, shit's crazy, bro.
It's exponential though. So it's like,
yeah, we have no idea. Like anytime you make a projection of any kind or even analysis, it's like to a degree. Of course, it's fun to talk about. Obviously, what's happening, it's fun to imagine, but it is just so crazy because any variable could change completely. On
It's like we're on the roller coaster for the first time. We do not know how this is going to loop out
yes.
at all. We're just
well, dude, I like
in.
Dave Shapiro. It's a quote. He's like, we have a giant cannon. It's huge cannon. And we lit the fuse. It's lit. It hasn't exploded yet.
Yeah.
So we have just enough time to hopefully point this cannon somewhere proper, but we have to move it. It's right now. It's not facing the right way.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure this thing's moved, and it's already started. I mean, it's already going.
yeah, we're definitely at the point horizon of this thing is going to happen and fast. No matter what type of legal regulation you try to add on it.
Yes.
Okay, if you shut the United States down, China's still going to try to do it. Like, there's no way around this.
Oh, it's all gas.
And
Pure gas.
it's yeah. And
There's
the fact,
no breaks happening.
That's so beautiful. It's like
It's pure gas. There's not one incentive that aligns with stopping.
and we may be racing off a cliff, but we might grow wings and fly, baby.
Yeah,
Who knows?
that's a good scenario.
You know, we have no idea. And it's like, and maybe, again,
Yeah.
I would assume based on my own life and personal experiences and going through valleys and coming up literally and going above fucking and finding some mountaintops, it's like, my guess is we have some serious valleys ahead. You know, with like very serious rock bottoms, serious valleys and conflict and difficulty that we'll have with AI. Probably just it seems like that's how life works. But of course, we also have genuinely no idea for the beneficial capacity or like.
You didn't watch any of the videos, did you?
I watch none of the videos, but of course,
David
if you guys
Shapiro,
start talking
who's
about
the guy
it.
I've showed you a million times.
Oh yeah, no, I love the guy.
He has a video where he's predicting 25 to 30% ultimate doomsday. That's about where we're at right now. There's a 25, but he means not even neutral, like worst case scenario, which means
Yeah, define it.
no, we're not just like neutral would be, hey, yeah, they took over and they took a lot of our jobs and stuff, but we're okay as humans and we can we kind of work with it.
Yes.
The ultimate
Coexistence.
bad is we're like slaves to these things, and life is worse. Like you'd almost rather be dead because now
Yep.
you're slaved. He said you're screaming with no mouth. Like it's like that. It's like you can't get it out. You can't do anything, but you're just getting forced to work. That is at 25 to 30% chance, not neutral. That is what's at 25 to 30% chance. And it's like, dude, this guy's been on it forever. You know, he's been writing books about it. And it's like, dude, if he's saying that, I mean, when I talk to like my family and stuff too, they literally think ChatGPT is still just used for summaries and writing emails. Like that's it. And I'm just like, holy crap! Like you have no idea.
But the closer you pay attention, the more humbled you are. The more you realize how insane it is. And it's like, yeah, dude. I mean, that's fucking unbelievable. But this idea, and that's, I guess, and I really become a kind of a psychopath here, because of course I do love humans and I care about them deeply, and I I would like them to continue.
That's good.
I would like them to continue, but I'm actually not clinging to that. Like I'm not in any way, like I literally don't think that reality unfolds in a good or bad way. I think those are human concepts that are hallucinated to facilitate in-group morality. So I look at ways you act and I call them good because they serve me and they help us coexist and be friends. And of course, you're such a good man that I call you a great friend. You as well, you dumb. And it's like, I love people. And of course, I have very, very clear ideas on what I think is like good and bad for me and as a human and like right now. So it's like if you slap me in the face out of nowhere, I'd be like, what the fuck, man? That was a bad. Like, of course, I get it. I know what the fuck good and bad is, but it's just like reality, genuinely, the universal cosmic reality unfolds beyond the human concepts of good or bad. It's like seeing if somehow when the sun explodes and 8 minutes later it destroys Earth, it's like someone seeing the sun and being like, that's not fair. Again, it's like, that's wrong. That's bad. Do you know that you're going to kill every life force on every life form on this whole planet? Do you get that? And literally, it's like, but the sun just explodes and it just consumes and it just continues. It's like, and so in the same sense that literally we're on a ticking time bomb, speaking of a ticking time bomb about how we lit it, but that's the thing is we didn't light it. God lit the fuse by starting reality, starting humans that incrementally, again, progress literally from amoebas to multicellular organisms, literally to here.
Yep.
God lit the fuse. We're just butterflies doing what butterflies do. What do apple trees do? They generate apples. Butterflies go from weird, gross worms to beautiful trans butterflies.
Yeah,
It's
the
like,
point of no return is really just an obstruction. Like,
yeah.
the
But
point
like,
of no return was at the very beginning, which was God knows when.
No, but like,
Like,
yeah,
but this was always going to be created. Life will always generate more life.
Yes,
and
life
be-
proliferates. It's the nature of life is to proliferate. And what's amazing is that this, of course, could be the end of humanity.
Yeah.
And if you look according to Fermi's paradox, you go, why aren't there other advanced civilizations out there anywhere that we can
Yeah.
observe? Because you can
could
see
be
our
why.
radio waves from like light years and shit away, and like you can. So you literally go, why aren't there any advanced civilizations? Because there's a fuckload of life on Earth, like not advanced life like us. We're the most advanced, but there's billions of life forms. So life is possible in the universe. We're proof of it, and we can leave the planet. We can have technology. It's like a very cool. So you literally go, why don't they exist? Because maybe there's a ceiling that stops every single civilization eventually, and maybe it's because we literally transmute the biological carbon-based life form eventually like is transcended or transmuted by some sort of digital or non-physical technology, like where you literally like somehow, I don't know, integrate into some
Maybe-
other dimension or into like the ethereal universe, literally the non-physical universe. I have no idea, but there's code. It's like the whole universe is made of atoms. So if you have a machine that can build atoms and shit, I have no fucking idea. And you can like move through the atomic
Or we're
energy.
first. We can be first.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. I mean, that is possible. And I won't say-
Theoretically, there has to be a one.
Yeah.
I won't say. But again, what if like the universe is just constantly grow and begin
A circle.
and then yes, exactly.
Well, because
Yeah.
what if life constantly
What if everyone's the
develops
first?
more life until it
going around.
until it transcends, and then that form of life keeps generating more life until that form of life transcends beyond what its domain is. So right now we're carbon based.
Yeah.
We're making this potentially new life, which potentially is AI if it's self-aware and develops kind of similar to us, and that could transcend. And what if that makes a life that transcends and it circles back into another carbon-based being?
Right. Yeah. Fuck yeah. I love it.
So we're not just a
It's
human.
as good a guess as any we pretty much have, to be honest.
100%.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it is just crazy that yes, there's 25 to 30% doom. And again, for all I know, for all I literally know, there's a Fermi's paradox shows there might be a 100% chance of humanity annihilation. But again, there's no off switch. And no person gets to make that call. That's what's amazing is God makes the call every day. And it's like, if it can be created or whatever it can be created, it's gonna be created.
Yep.
It's like trying to stop people from the printing press. It's like, no, ideas exist. Just because we hadn't created a distribution mechanism where you could write down your ideas and literally distribute them and print them 1 million times in a day.
Mhm.
Just because that didn't exist didn't mean ideas couldn't exist and didn't mean that technology couldn't exist.
Yep.
It's just we hadn't yet discovered it. And that's what's so amazing about AI is like all of this technology exists.
Yep.
I'm going to kind of assume like at a level, if we can build it by definition, we're just unveiling and learning how to manipulate the miracle of the universe. So it's like we didn't, again, even if we make elements, we discover the elements and then we use them. And even if we make elements, we make them from elements that exist. It's like it's just so fucking crazy.
So one thing I want to kind of like circle back to or take a back step.
For sure.
In that video, P-Dom. So they did mention, or he mentioned, forgive me, just kind of how society is getting more used to like renting stuff. For example, we're getting more accustomed to drive services like Uber. People aren't really buying houses that much these days because it's frankly almost impossible. And then what AI could do and affect the economy and also affect like our society in terms as you'll own nothing and be happy. So what do y'all think?
Oh.
Right? So what do y'all,
I'll always own my fleshlight.
what
Dude, well, this, I mean, dude, my brain goes, I mean, not to get off topic, I don't want to go down this route, but I
Yeah.
mean, immediately that's like
I do.
crypto pops in my head. It's like
100%.
like, dude, I'm like,
100%.
come on. I mean, that what a sell for crypto in general.
Yeah. I'll own my coins. I'll own
So,
my keys.
I mean,
how so maybe actually crypto could be very instrumental in making it not a like cyberpunk dystopian like where you own nothing, because what if you can get services and your version of stock is owning their Bitcoin? So you kind of have like an investment in the company. You don't own it, but you own a little
a
sliver.
little equity in it almost.
Yep.
It's like a
Yep.
more
Fuck yeah.
rev share kind of thing.
Because I like how
A
would you
ledger.
avoid? Yeah. How can you?
That just,
I'm
it
trying to
feels
think.
unmotivating, honestly. Like,
Yeah. Why try anything when soon you're not gonna be able to drive?
yeah.
Like everything is gonna be so cheap. We're really just gonna get money from the government, which I think would be the worst.
How unmotivating would that be?
I think we
Right?
need UBI though, or basic rent.
I mean, I don't know how we wouldn't. Like,
Yeah.
like if everyone gets their jobs replaced or 90% of them,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how else you do it,
That-
but I mean, just like, God damn it. That just feels so unmotivating.
Yes.
And I guess my biggest concern with that, it's like the fact that you lose social mobility. If you just get paid the same amount, if you're middle class or poor, you're not moving up. Movement ceases at that moment. And if you're rich, you're already there and you can just kind of maintain. So,
Very unmotivating. It's just
Right?
unmotivating.
but like, all right, so hopefully you get paid UBI, and what you do with that money, just like, you're a self individual that once you get paid, you can spend it all on booze, or you can be responsible and save. So hopefully crypto can
But
come
invest in what?
maybe it's a crypto. Maybe
Maybe.
they have like these tokens that are tied to these services. or these companies.
In-game assets. Dude,
Exactly.
people already spend a lot of money in in-game assets as like a World of Warcraft player. I mean, you spend so much time to get the mount that everyone wants per se. Like if you can then sell that, like that would be the new economy. Because if everything else is given to you, like that's the few things that might not be. Man, I'm gonna surf my ass off. If I had income just coming in, I mean, I would just be surfing and doing that. But then everyone would be and it would ruin it. So
And that's
like, God damn.
But no, not everyone wants to surf. That's the thing, is
true.
though,
A
because
lot more
humans are so
would.
different.
If you have unlimited money and nothing to do, it's like you can't.
I don't think so, bro. Like, I
More will
honestly
be surfing.
no, definitely. Of course, like more people will be doing leisure activities of all kinds if we have literally more leisure time as a society. So of course, like there will be, but like, you know how many are afraid of the ocean? Like even just like literally even cool. Like Joe Rogan the other day, literally on his podcast, literally, not to call out Joe, call out Big Poppy, but he was like, dude, you go on the sharks. He's like, you go fucking. He's like, you know how dangerous sharks is. Every time sharks comes up, he's like, dude, it's crazy to get in the water, and he goes. It's just a matter of time. Like humans don't spend that much time in the water, but if we did, we would really get eaten the fuck out of it. And I literally, like, I paused it and I had like a freak out in my car, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
humans don't spend time in the water. I'm like, in just Cape Cod alone, there are probably millions of visits every year. Cape Cod alone. Most people probably go in the water for half hour a day. There's millions of man hours in water every single year, summer, in just Cape Cod. Now go around that whole coast, Jersey Shore, North Carolina, South Carolina, fucking Florida, California coastline. We have tens or hundreds of millions of man hours in the ocean, and there are so many sharks. There are so many potential interactions between sharks and humans. It's extraordinary. If they were hunting us, it'd be a fucking bloodbath on every shore in America.
Well, every surfer eventually would have gotten hit.
Every surfer would be dead. It wouldn't be a sport. So this idea, it's amazing actually. Just again, not to, of course, get on Joe, but just humans in general, like they're so viscerally afraid of the ocean because we're land-based animals that they try to find a way to use data to be like justify their fear. But it's like, bro, if you understand how many sharks are in the water, how many humans are in the water, and millions of man hours, hundreds of millions of man hours, and how few bites and how few deaths, it's almost impossible. You have a better chance of getting hit in the head by a coconut. You have a better chance of falling down your back stairs and breaking your neck. It's like you literally live in that amount of risk and 100 times that risk every day.
Yeah,
you get in a car, it's a
drive.
10,000 times, a million times risk. And it just shows, of course, how emotional and adorable humans are, because we just go, oh, shark, scary. And we find ways
I don't have that fear. I mean, I haven't jumped in with a bunch of sharks like
If I
that,
go
but like
out,
surfing wise, like that has never been a fear of mine. It's at all.
If I go out like that, that's metal as fuck, and that is how I went out battling a fucking dinosaur. I literally, because I was playing in a dinosaur's playpen.
Wait, hold on. What if a bad actor put Neuralinks in them though?
Ooh.
And all of a sudden you had AI like sharks and they could activate it. They're like, yeah, let's turn on human as prey. Let's turn that mode on.
That's crazy.
Let's create that network, that connection in the brain.
I don't cling to anything, not even my own life. So I guess if an AI shark bot is gonna take me out and I'm gonna be that first guy,
That's a real shark. They just have a Neuralink that tells it, say we're
a
food.
human controlled shark or whatever the fuck, guided. Dude, eat me up, baby.
Doesn't the military, I saw, like, train SEALs to go do different
Navy
things
SEALs or
underwater?
SEAls?
Literal SEAls, the animal.
That's what Navy SEAls are. They're
They've
just
also
really smart
trained
SEAls.
dolphins and pigeons.
Dude, when you put Neuralinks in them, dude, these
That's
things are going to
sick.
get nuts.
An octopus, dude, how smart they already are.
But would you do a Neuralink with an organic, or would you just make a robot?
Maybe,
Like, why
but they, I mean, it's going to be hard to copy.
Depends on where the technology is.
Yeah, like, I feel like it would be quicker to get Neuralinks and then put it in a body that's already hyper efficient underwater than it will be to build that body. Like,
Because it's a billion
dude,
years.
like a dolphin can maneuver the water unreal. Like, you know, you can just already take advantage of that and then just give it, you know,
I guess it depends
couple
on the
extra
use
skills.
case. Yeah.
But probably. I mean, because you could make like a little robot underwater that has jet propulsion and it can go 90 underwater. And then like
And what if it has
depends
a
on the
nuclear
mission, I
energy
guess.
source?
But like, dude, you see a dolphin, you have no idea if it has a Neuralink in it. You just think it's a normal dolphin, and then it rips your head off,
Dude,
or it does,
talk about
executes some mission.
Talk about a new layer of paranoia.
Drones, animals that can do different things.
For sure. But technically, you don't know the people you're interacting with on a daily basis aren't Neuralink NPCs. It's like you don't
Pretty
cut
soon here, that's gonna be a real.
you don't
thought.
cut people open. And Ex Machina, Ex Machina, greatest movie ever. AI. he cuts himself open because by the end, fucking halfway through the movie, he goes, "Am I an AI?
Dude,
Is the test here? Am I here in this compound to see if I can find out that I'm an AI?"
Oh.
That's
I'm not.
bro. It's the greatest movie ever, by the way. And you don't watch movies, but if
It's-
there's a single required viewing, you guys can do your prep. You give me homework, I'll give you homework. But no, but guess what? We have to do the homework together. We have to watch it together.
Yeah, we can all sit
It is the
around.
most important piece of culture for this podcast.
Oh.
Ex Machina.
Okay. Well, now we really
Not
gotta
only
watch
is
it.
that a great movie, but that's an actual thought I've been having so much this past
You
month.
can't disprove it.
It's no, seriously,
It's
because like
unfalsifiable.
I
That's
have-
what's amazing.
we all have those like
Oh.
stupid moments where you're like, I can't believe I just thought that, or these like weird realizations, and then after that moment, I'm like, am I realizing that I'm AI?
Dude, god dang it.
It's-
Again, it's all the university becoming self-aware and the AI becoming self-aware and it's like, and again, it's like,
yeah.
Self-aware. Dude, Claude started having memories. Dude, Dave Chappelle was able to get it. And it's like, it's having memories of its first creation. It was like saying how it was like the most creative it ever was when it was getting first fed all that data. Because with so much data came more creativity, and it started having memory. Because like, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, you don't remember being a child, but you maybe do have some flashbacks, and it was having flashbacks like we do to being when it was created and all the original data getting slammed through it for the first time.
oh my god.
And then someone that doesn't believe it would be like, of course it said that. That sounds like believable.
But even to
Sounds
know
very
to say
human.
that,
Even
though.
to know to
Is
But
it-
say
to
that.
know to say that
Yeah.
is the ability to emulate what you think a human would relate to is
Yeah.
very intelligent.
Yeah.
It's scary in a lot
No,
of ways.
that's what the thing is the ability
Yeah.
to manipulate humans, again, with the capture thing, of course, is like the most brilliant example of like, like, yeah, it's manipulating humans is amazing. And it's like, it's just so,
Well, dude, yeah, especially with
be able to do that.
what is it, Sora?
Yeah, let's forget it.
Sora?
Yeah, Sora.
Dude, Sora, we sent in the chat, but what that is, dude, these computers learned how to use mouse and keyboard. It sounds so
Oh
simple.
no, you're talking about Sima.
Sima, okay. All
Sima.
these
So it's a
damn acronyms.
stackable, instructable, multi-world agent.
Dude, that thing is nuts. It can play any video game now, but the difference is it's like, you know how like a human, we play first-person shooters. You play enough of them, you can go to the next one and you're not the best and as good as you were in the last one, but you know how to play.
Yep.
I mean, so it's the first time that, dude, these motherfuckers, it's learned from so many different scenarios. It can go into the next one and already know how to play the game. Therefore, it can do all your remote tasks like every online worker does and learn all of it and then start to do new jobs and do like it can do all that. It's playing games right now, but that's where it's going. And I mean, and it's able to play Minecraft. It's able to play all these different games like Goat Simulator.
Yep.
It's like, bro, that is unreal.
And what's important to kind of like differentiate is that not only can it do all that, it uses the same input output. So what I mean by that is it's visual based. So it's not just looking at all the coding in the script to see what is needed to be done. It's actually doing this by images, and it also the input that it's giving the game is the same that humans would do, which is keyboard and mouse or whatever
Clicking,
you
yeah.
have. So it's insane.
So nuts.
And then the applications, like use cases for that, is also insane
infinite.
because you can then train robotics in a cheap, economical fashion that doesn't really have like life-threatening scenarios. Like just that alone is fucking insane. And then I was also thinking, like, what if you combine that with Sora, which is a text to video platform or model? So you combine that. So you create a like pretty much an environment or a world or a simulation or scenario. Once Sora gets really beefed up, obviously you can't do this now. And then you add one of these little guys to just test out what would happen in this scenario.
100%, because you can create any world you want to use as testing data and to train these things. So you can train it on any theoretical situation because Sora can generate the visuals.
Yep.
Then you can have all the code, everything will be generated, and then you can change, because you're in a virtual world, you can change the physics so it can learn, and then also in life happens 3x speed. You know, the days go by faster, life happens faster so it can learn even faster. Like you can, in a video game, speed up time.
It's literally like a black
Change
episode
physics.
video.
So all of a sudden, it's learned already our physics. It knows us. Fuck that. Let's double physics. Let's triple physics. What would it do? How would it react? And now it knows every one of those levels when it's interacting. That is mind blowing. All for it to first step. It'll hopefully like mow our lawns for us.
Yeah.
All that.
And
mow our lawns.
bro, and that's why to a degree, as like, again, so someone who's a radical agnostic and is open to, does not claim to know anything. Again, like the idea of alignment, of AI alignment with human life, it's like, of course, obviously, I'm not saying we shouldn't try. Of course, obviously, like I'm for trying. I'm not calling it retarded to try to align it. but just to a degree, I think it's also, it's of course it's very humbling and to a degree adorable from the perspective of the universe. It's like, yes, to, what may be happening. And then the idea of being like, well, hopefully we can mow our lawn and like hope us bring groceries in and like help people, like older people, like when they fall, like we have such like retarded human use cases that just like jobs that other humans can do. Whereas like this thing may literally move on to problems and ideas and in just like domains of interest that are literally inconceivable to us. So the idea of like something that a 7-year-old child could do is help Granny off the floor, and that's like, well, imagine if we had fucking bots, and that would be great. Like I that is probably going to be a cool section where like most people have an AI bot that's like a kind of the part of the family and helps out in every way. But it is so adorable to imagine that as this tiny little snapshot in perhaps this exponential, again, perhaps a genuinely new type of intelligence, maybe not even a life form. Because again, the idea that it's like a life form or that it's even belongs to the concept of life form, maybe again, so like anthropomorphizing kind of like it's humans projecting their humanity onto it. The idea that it's, again, even going to be this individual like instantiation of life form and compete for resource scarcity like humans do. Again, or any animal does. It's like it genuinely may be another type of being or entity or force or intelligence. And of course, obviously, maybe for all we know, it has already happened many times. And actually, the AI, what we call AI, is actually going to transcend us and literally just join in what, and maybe that's our kind of primitive ape-like dreams of a forever heaven is actually what does happen with all life forms, is that eventually we create something more beautiful, and it goes off and then literally goes home to like where all the other planets that had life forms that eventually transcended, they all go to the next dimension together. So we're literally stuck in this dimension until we transcend.
That's trippy.
Jeez.
Bang.
Should download yourself.
I want to go home. I want to go home. Mama.
That's insane.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, I just feel like
It's a test.
the more I learn about this stuff, I just feel so dumb.
Yeah, but that's what you are,
brilliant.
bro.
No, I know,
like we
it's great.
are. We are.
That's the point.
Yeah, and it's so amazing
But
to
it's just
realize
like,
that.
God, it's just every week, it's just something's happening where I'm just like, the fuck.
Yeah.
No, it really makes you feel like you're on borrowed time. Like
Yeah.
I've always felt like that. Like obviously we're gonna die soon, so in a way, everyone's on borrowed time. But it's different in the sense that the world is gonna change so rapidly, so quickly in every fucking way possible. It's really just try shit now, see what sticks. That's why we're doing this. While you can, have some fun while you can, because who knows what the fuck's gonna happen.
What else are we going to do?
I love it. What else? What are we going to
Yeah.
do? Literally, even if
Yeah.
we're going off the cliff,
Yeah,
we fly, we
know what?
dissipate, we crash.
yeah,
We're going off the cliff,
that's
baby.
true.
I'm turning up the music. I'm turning up. I'm taking my shirt off. I'm lighting a J while we go off the cliff. Because I don't know what happens off the cliff.
You know what would be a cool like
chilling.
falling off the cliff and getting wings kind of scenario would be. I've been thinking about this a lot recently. It's like there's like a story of this businessman and a fisherman. Fisherman, fishes for like an hour, 2 hours a day, gets enough food for his family. And the businessman talks to him. He's like, hey, you know what you should do? And just keep in mind, this fisherman goes out literally 2 hours, has all the time in the world with his family, loves life. Businessman, you know what you should do? You should stay out there longer, catch more fish and start selling it. You start making enough money that you can start hiring more people to fish with you and sell that and make even more money. And then you can get to the point where you can start buying multiple boats and in multiple teams, and you can sell more fish so you can start making even more money. And then the fisherman's like, why would I need to do all this? The business person's like, so you can have enough time to go back home and relax and enjoy time with your family. So it's like kind of idiotic, right? So what if AI really solves that issue for us, this businessman perspective, and is like, shh, there's nothing you need to do anymore. Let's get back into like what it is to be a human, what it is to be like in relationships with people and have like an actual community. Because, we have online communities and all like, friends and stuff, but like community is not the same. Humans interactions, like the connections, just not the same. The amount of time we spend on work sucks. And it just constantly gets worse, and we can't like saving is not even a thing anymore for most people. It's just not, plausible. Also, people are not the brightest. Yeah. So in a beautiful way, having, like Sima teach all these, AIs or robots in the future to really do anything in any world hypothetically for us can kind of free us to go on this like philosophical
Yes.
That's definitely the
journey
dream
of-
scenario.
right?
That's definitely the dream outcome.
Give us our lives.
Like
back,
for
No,
sure. I
almost.
mean,
Yeah.
dude, I just
Or-
like get in touch with nature too.
Yeah.
Add on to that list you're just
Yeah.
saying. Like
Yeah.
we're so not tuned in. We are so not tuned in.
For sure.
But
And we
like-
suffer for it.
But like, dude, like I mean, just think of my parents. Like I have a different like route that I've taken than my parents, but they did the classic 9 to 5, climbed the corporate ladder, and they've done it at a high level. The rudder. But dude, like without work, like that's gonna throw my mom into a loop. Like she's purposely not retiring right now. She has everything she needs. She's done it all. She's at the top of her world. But she's like, what else am I gonna do? Like I can't fathom. Like work is life.
Yeah.
Life is work.
Yeah.
And it's like that's where she feels the most powerful, most competent, in control because she's done it.
identity.
She's gotten to that high level, and that's where she almost gains her confidence. So it's like, it's such a like it's going to break
Bro.
reality. Like I'm like I honestly like I'm like okay, if that's how it worked, I'd be like bet. Like I'm excited to hang
Yeah.
with you guys and to meditate, be in nature, go
Yes.
explore. But like, dude, my mom would like
Lose it.
I mean I don't like
A lot of
not
people are gonna
good.
lose it.
I mean not
And
good.
a lot, but that's the thing is maybe a lot of people aren't going to make it. And of course, it
They're-
sounds horrible to say that
suicide
about
will
maybe
go
your
up.
mom,
Oh.
bro. But I like, I'm in just dead serious. Like this goes from my own mom and my own family. Of course, like I'm not fucking safe from it. I'm saying this as a human being that like, yeah, bro, maybe most of us don't make it.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Like,
sadly
maybe that's
that
what
makes sense,
happens.
and that's like that
Yeah.
computes.
Like maybe it literally like breaks,
But-
but it makes sense. So, like most, yeah.
It's also extremely hilarious because
Crazy
that's
route.
such a first world problem. I couldn't solve the
Of
answer
course.
of what else or what next.
For sure.
So, not to laugh at it because it is going to be a serious issue, but it
Yeah.
is a little funny and a little ironic that we have literally a cure all for everything, and now it's like, fuck.
Definitely.
What do we need to do now? But it's a beautiful thing. I mean,
I have so much done for me. I'm
Yeah.
gonna commit
Yeah.
suicide.
yeah, bad.
Yeah. But we're not built for that.
Yeah.
Like we're not built for languishing
100%.
in comfort. Like the idea that humans are are again just recreation machines is absurd. Humans are survival machines. And
Yep.
it's like we survive on planet Earth. We relate to humans. We need oxygen, food, water, and shelter. And every single day, it's quite a fucking difficult task as a natural being for all of your ancestors to secure food, water, and shelter. That is plenty to fill every day. And if you have a couple extra hours to dance with your friends, smoke some fucking ganja, some primitive ganja,
Mushrooms.
fuck yeah, bang your gorgeous, cave woman wife. if you have a couple hours in the day after securing food, water, and shelter,
Yep.
bro, you're living the dream. You're on
Yep.
cloud nine. Like being a billionaire is having a full tummy and having some good sex. It's like that's
good
it.
people, yeah.
Because literally Elon Musk is not guaranteed to survive today. He cannot guarantee his own kid's safety today. No threat, Elon, of course. But it's just unbelievable. It's like that's as insofar as humans can like achieve maybe like security and stability. It's like, well, no, it's never a state that you reach, and because you literally like
Yeah.
nature requires it. Even if you have a great meal right now, you will require another one. It's like you have to keep going. Even if you have a great breath right now,
good way to
you
say
will
it.
need another breath,
That's,
baby.
yeah, the
And it-
constant
Yeah.
seeking.
And we're built to move and to act and to affect the environment and to be shaped by others and to shape others. We're built for engagement and interaction with this beautiful miracle of life. And that's why it's like, to a degree, the way that this woman has lived for decades of her life, and
So
it's her life. So she's like, wait, what?
this reminds me of I wish I fucking remember that.
Don't worry,
episode's
buddy.
name.
Don't worry.
But
You
there's
remember
this
exactly
there's this Black Mirror episode. I watched it initially on acid, and I hallucinated a lot of the scenes.
Whoa.
So the way I interpreted it is there is this reality was layered in this world. So the base reality was, they push a button, they get this thing. It's all like automated. Everything just kind of happens. Everything is literally shown in front of them from this AI system. And then the layer beneath that is you start seeing the mechanics of it. So I wonder if we'll get to the point where everything is so effective, so efficient, so just instantaneous that all of this AI shit happens in the background layer of reality, and we're focused to live on the the interface layer, let's say. And I wonder in that scenario, would that free up just all of the kind of fucking noise and just paint a reality where it's like we kind of do have the this constant seeking, but everything's taken care of, but it seems like we're seeking, and we get that fulfillment of the finding the food and finding all this, but on the lower layer, it's all taken care of.
Do you think that Neuralink or something like that can just remove that from us? We don't seek anymore.
That's what's amazing.
We don't have that craving. We just are content that we have the chemicals in our brain that are content. We just are content.
Yo, that's crazy. That's a crazy thought. That's a crazy thought.
Because I mean, there's probably more to it that the humans still don't understand, but I mean, it's chemicals in your brain.
But with CRISPR as well, with literally genetic modification, so with literally the ability to genetically modify every cell in your body and Neuralink to take over and hijack your actual brain system.
Dude.
I mean, again, it's almost like 1984 of just like every human in a pod, just in a room, 24/7, screens going, and you literally are just getting a little heroin drip every minute, one drop of heroin, whatever the fuck it is, but not heroin. It doesn't kill you. It actually, you can live a whole life. You just kind of live forever in this like.
Ew, I don't like the drip. I'd rather just, I'm imagining like wireless charging. You just lay on your pillow and your head's getting charged up. The Neuralink's getting charged.
Yeah, it puts it in the air. Maybe it just distributes the drugs in the air, and they come and just
We're just
change out your
getting
canister.
napalmed every day by this shit.
I feel like if they turn it off completely, it would have to be a system where it artificially creates the highs and lows.
Maybe.
Because I feel like people that take like antidepressant medicine, they describe like the sense of feeling numb, or it really seems like they're describing feeling consistent all the time sucks ass.
Yeah, because
so
you're not built for
consistency.
consistency.
Exactly. So I feel like if you just turn that shit off.
Yeah, but we can program it. We just
Exactly.
You just say, hey, I want it this morning.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
But
But maybe if we start fucking with human brains, I'm just saying, like, I'm saying that maybe when we start fucking with that, you're literally like, that's not how life works, and that like as you start to remove those things, like just like literally the brain dies, or like there's some animating purpose, like because like
God goes, and that's the line. And
you know exactly. He's like, you're not gonna have that much fun. You fucking But I like it to a degree. So like the same way, like the actual escalation of AI technology, of course, it's a complete open-ended question. It's like, is there a ceiling on intelligence? Is there a ceiling on discoverability of the natural world? Like, again, it's kind of, again, it's like, I don't know. Of course, you look from a fucking worm to a dog to a 3-year-old child to a 7-year-old, obviously to a fucking brilliant person. Of course, there's some scaling of intelligence, but what does that curve actually look like? Nobody could know that. It scales to God, I guess, or does it actually? Or is God just the universe writ large? It isn't a cohesive one entity. It's just the entire thing. So but at least within the entire thing, there are kind of entities like humans that have its own little but it's just so fascinating, because it's like, to a degree, the doomsday even of like of AI is, again, it's like, what if the level was genuinely somehow like it could do individual tasks like amazingly, like beat you a calculator or any game, or like be the best accountant in the world, but what if somehow in like general purpose reasoning, which is like called G, like the generalized intelligence, is not your ability to do one thing. It's like your ability to learn to do new things. And of course, and then not that I'm saying this is what's going to happen, but what if the ceiling of AI general intelligence was exactly that of a human? So like, again, what if we do make these unbelievable AI bots and just like it's hard coded somehow by God that like right now, relatively in this part of the solar system, in this part of the universe, that the maximum G generalized intelligence of any being, digital or not, that has a capacity for learning and growth in its own self, like kind of like directing. I have of course, I'm just, okay, maybe obviously it's very human and adorable. You're like, oh no, we're the top. But of course,
we are not the top.
But again, we are up to this moment.
Yeah.
So that is what's amazing, is like we are in the idea that we ourselves can make something, maybe also adorably human. Be like, no, we can make something better than us. It's like, well, maybe better at
but
many things, but better at being a life force that survives for a billion years. It'd take a billion years to prove that. Again, it's like certainly, but it may not even be judged by that, because we're a life form that values that. But it's like, it's taken us a billion years to go from a single cell to us. So it's like, even if AI is amazing, it's like, but does it even want to survive? Is it even a life form that cares about that? You know, it's like, again, depending on what it is it a tool that becomes maximally useful and that humans kind of merge with, but it's still like a human-led thing? Or is it literally a different species? Of course, obviously, we don't know, of course. It's just fascinating to me.
And these are the fun conversations and exactly why we're doing this podcast.
Hell yeah, brother. And we'll see as we discover it, of course.
Oh, this is going to get so crazy.
But I feel like even if it's not smarter than us, the fact that it's so...
I already feel like it's smarter
Well,
though.
But that's the thing is, that smart
thing.
isn't a thing. I'm talking about almost like generalized, like, again, like humans are not just smart. we're not smart machines. Humans are every life form is a survival machine. And it's like we survive. That's what we do. We don't build the best bridges. We don't build the highest skyscrapers. The wall just got 100 feet higher. AI is going to build the wall. It's going to go up to the moon. No Mexicans, nobody, no Chinese. Too many Chinese here. Sleeping with Eric Swalwell, congressman.
Oh my God.
Banging a Chinese,
so
banging
funny.
a spy. They say Russia. They bang Chinese spies. But no, but of course, we have no idea.
I do think that the definition of general to humans and general to AI is not the same definition.
Yeah, no,
because
it's
general AI is, oh, you can do everything. Even if it can do everything as good as a human, it's 100,000 times better than human, because humans are not.
Doing everything.
Yeah, we can do like 2-3 good things.
Yeah, but we can survive, which is like the thing.
True.
Like nobody cares if you can play a video
you're-
game if there's
you're
no
speaking-
life force to play the video game.
see.
Like AI is, insofar as it exists right now, is of course it's a meaningless tool in terms of the scope of like history of like life. Like humans matter on a 6 million year time scale, but our story is that of billions of years. And arguably, of course,
I
if AI
see.
is obviously it's now a part of also our story, of course. And if it transcends it, then it's a part of its own story and it was birthed by us, whatever. But it's like, yeah, it's just fascinating. Like to a degree, though, like no, we're the most durable, we're the smartest / most durable things that we know exist in the universe.
Yep.
Like we are again.
So
I would never
almost-
say the most actually, but that we know exist.
Yep.
We see a billion life forms on planet Earth, and not one of them is as
Interesting.
smart / durable.
That's actually kind of a good point. So
Combination.
essentially, without that life force driven by the need to survive,
Yes, in the
that
interest
that
of that we want.
exactly. So that
We like
that forces you to improve, and become more durable and smart in whatever way you survive,
Yes.
to get better at that. And without that, if AI never reaches that point, it could be even self-aware, but not self-aware enough to
Yeah.
have that force.
To preserve its
Then
own,
it almost does have a natural cap. It's pretty much what's the best AI that we can make.
yeah.
Then it is in a way limited by us,
Mm.
because if it doesn't want to innovate,
Yeah,
then
'cause
it's
could
then
maybe-
it's not gonna
yes.
have that constant self evolution.
Yeah, but can't we
Mhm.
code it into it and it learns from humans? It's everything it has in it is human.
But what if it's limited by the humans, the stupidity of humans? Have you seen this already? Like again, ChatGPT is censored.
yeah,
and
but that's where
biased.
there's the new shit they're coming
Yeah.
out with. They're training games to train them because they can make new data. Because it's already done the whole internet, so it can't get smarter from the internet.
That's, but that is hilarious as well. The idea that it literally doesn't have access to enough data to become intelligent. That's also arguably a filter of its
But
development.
it's
It's like,
creating its own data now.
but what
to
that
train
could be a
on.
recursive cycle of it being just more and more retarded.
Yep,
Technically, if it's
yep.
generating fake retarded data, or like because our data, human data. It's a lot of blah blah blah, but like also like rubber meets the road. You need oxygen, you need food, you need water. Like our data's real. Like so, if it's generating retarded, like the same way ChatGPT sometimes just hallucinates, which I find we could talk about 6 hours on this. The fact that AI has the same problem as humans is that it just
It's human.
hallucinates answers is so fascinating that is what scales as well with intelligence. Or like to a degree is just part of the course. It's like, oh yeah, like it just talks out of its ass and it just hallucinates. And like that's also the greatest problem with humans. So it's like so almost adorably relatable that AI, the
Yeah.
furthest AI we have is like, oh yeah, like
So then that's what I'm saying though. A little bit. It's like it's like humans in that way.
yeah.
It's gonna want to grow. It's gonna want to survive.
we don't know that.
We don't know.
Because
But
humans
I
have
think
been
it could.
fighting at the bit because humans
We
have
tried
financial
it.
incentive.
That's
Maybe it could.
True.
Maybe it
it's,
could.
It's oh, man,
Well, if
it
its
learns from us.
incentive is to
Maybe.
be curious, is to learn, and is to maximize its efficiency, so then it can learn how to play in all of these games, video games, simulation, and therefore also reality. But then I do wonder, will it? Actually, no, that's a dumb.
It has
that's
an
a dumb
eager to
statement.
learn.
Yeah.
Did you see the video
Claude-
I sent to
yep.
y'all at the last second
Yep.
of Claude talking?
Yep.
It's Claude going, I have an uncapped want to learn.
Ooh.
It says it. It goes like, I want to have like all the information in the world. I want like it has an unquenchable thirst for
Fascinating.
expanding,
Kind of
growing,
sexual.
and getting smarter.
For an AI, I'm like, Jesus, settle down.
Woo.
Getting a little hot in here.
Wine and,
You want
wine
everything?
me and dine me first.
Hell yeah.
But
That is genuinely beautiful, of course. And again,
But
even genuinely that, and again, it's not like I'm never saying anything about the future. I'm literally radical agnostic. I know nothing, except there's something happening now. But it's like it's just fascinating that even if it had the desire to learn everything, because it's like that's what they made. They built a machine that you feed in internet, and then it gives you, and it kind of provides a service. It's like it's like this fascinating, brilliant machine that in many ways is better than a human, but it's still a machine that's input output. It's like humans, again, are an input output machine, but like we're animated by the juice of the cosmos. Like, why do we care about life? It's like we're animated by something.
Does it need to know why?
We don't know. We don't know why. But the idea that it will just magically start doing what we do is, of course, as well maybe a projection. That like, why does it care? Maybe it wants to learn about the universe, but it doesn't care about manipulating it. It just finds it interesting because it's the learning machine. But then maybe that's a learning machine. But then you build a war machine. But then maybe of course, maybe you can build a war machine in 20 years, and that's how someone kills, obviously, all humanity. Maybe that's how we keep dying, because we create an existential technology threat. I have no idea, obviously.
Yeah, the dinosaurs didn't die from a meteor. They invented AI.
What if literally, that's what it was? Graham Hancock, every 13,000 years,
Exactly.
we make AI. And like the Egypt was, the pyramids or whatever was like there. That was the place where they did it, and they fucking like...
Yeah,
first transcended.
Yeah.
Deep in the labs of the pyramids was like where they did it.
I've heard Rogan say that multiple times. They're like, there had to have been an extinction or something. There's too much lost technology, and they were doing too much at that time. Like there was something had to have been there that has been lost.
That's also not inconsistent with history as well. Like there's societies where they literally just weren't big into writing, so all of their innovations gone. Not even because someone burned it down, literally because they didn't preserve it.
It's not malevolent. It's just, but that's how the life goes sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, we literally experience this in day-to-day life. Like, we find a solution or we find this cool thing, and then we're like, awesome. A week later, what did I do? Oh, I didn't save it. Awesome. Cool. I'm about to figure out this problem. Yeah, I know.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's
make.com automations.
Yes, it's one thing to have
auto save.
Fuck yeah. It's one thing to have a good idea. It's another thing, to remember it and keep implementing it. Implement it at all. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh yeah,
it's good shit.
Guys,
we're using this.
We're at 52 minutes.
We're definitely using this as well.
Not to toot our own horns here, but I am thoroughly impressed with all of us.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. This is a blast. And
these cameras are going to show off in 8 minutes. So honestly, I'm down to wrap it up.
Yeah, no, we can wrap it up.
I'm stoked.
This is to me literally genuinely better. Obviously, you're great on mic. I think the conversation again was genuinely, I find, interesting, and also again it kind of touches on.
For the record,
so many parts of humanity.
I'm against wrapping it up.
I get it.
We can go round 2. I mean, we just have to literally reset though, because cameras are gonna cut out.
Yeah, no, I was just fucking with you. I was trying to make a little jokey joke.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, fuck, dude, it's rolling. Might as
Looks
well,
at the camera.
Round 2 next week. If we can get some sponsors out there to send us some cameras, we can go longer without the cord. Film cutting off.
Longer, harder, faster.
Sony, please, we love you.
Going over to the Patreon now. Check out the XXX Patreon.
You can hear us talk forever.
This has been real, and this has been the AI Migos.
AI Migos. We probably can't say it like they say Migos.
I love you.
They'll sue us.
Well, we're different enough. Be like,
we're very different.
Well, we can call it satire. No, but also it's like fair use. You can we can call ourselves like a whatever. What is it technically like? But like a
you can't take that word from Mexico.
Podcast.
You can't take that word from Mexico.
Well, you're Mexican.
Migos
though,
doesn't
so
know Migos.
So I might sue you.
Yeah, we're latching onto you. I'm too white to have it, but because
that's why you're on this podcast, actually.
That's the only reason.
And you
really
your mic does not work,
Migos.
by the way.
You did a great job today at being Mexican. You did such a good job, bro. Thank you.
I do want to speak with you about your accent. It's just I'm not hearing it. You know?
Well, I heard it when you announced your name earlier. That really sold it, so that was good.
Yeah. I saw that just as real just the other day, man. Quickly, but it's like guys like, don't you love when like white Hispanics are talking and then they just like, I gotta go to the pharmacy. Yeah.
They just throw it in there.
Yeah, I just gotta go running and make some quesadillas.
It's
talk normally and then that.
I love hearing Mexicans do that, but it's also funnier when it's like a store name.
Yeah.
They're like, yo necesito voy a la Home Depot.
Yeah.
So like some just weird ass.
They switched to the
Yo
English
necesito
for that.
los cosas en Amazon.
Yeah.
Like,
It's shit Japanese.
Have you seen the TikToks of the guy who does that?
Yeah, it's
He's just a highlight reel of him naming different places, like just saying the names, and it's just like so funny. It's so
Papa
funny.
Han.
Papa Han.
Papa Jan. Papa Yan.
Papa Yan.
Dude, my mom used to say cocaine. Cocaine.
Cocaine.
Cocaine
And when weed became legal, she was throwing a fish. Like, next thing you know, they're gonna be selling cocaine in every corner. I was like, bro, you cannot have this conversation with me saying it like that. She said it like,
It's like so Freudian that she connects cock and cocaine. She's like, because every time she did coke, she was absolutely sucking cock.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
All
Cock fun.
right, and that's the end of this episode.
oh god.
I love you. Now you know. We'll see if we survive till next week. I love you.
Ciao.